Hi, this is Spencer Colgan from Spencer Colgan is Wallpaper. Thanks for coming and watching my channel. I want to show you a basic issue that takes place with your wallpaper, and that's cutting around obstacles, okay? Now for the guys who hang the commercial paper, you already know how to do this. I know you do. You can teach me a trick or two. I want to show you homeowners that are trying to do it yourself and you come across this obstacle, and here's what you're doing. You're cutting too much wallpaper and you're winding up short. I'm going to show you how to do that. We've plumbed this side of the wallpaper. This is already straight. So we're going to go off of the right. Okay, it's called justified to the right. So everything that we're cutting is off of the right, meaning that we're not going to mess with this. We're going to now fix it toward the left because our right is plumb. It's perfectly straight. We put a level up to it, okay? So now I've cut these stress points so this isn't preventing my wallpaper from sitting down correctly. Look at the stress points. Do you see how this wallpaper is standing up here? That's a stress point. Why? Because this towel dispenser is preventing this from laying down, obviously, because it's an obstacle on the wall. But now that I've gotten it out of the way by cutting it, I can rest assured that the only thing now is this obstacle. In order for the paper to lay down, I can trim it. Trimming it and cutting it and releasing stress points are two different things. I've relieved the stress here sufficiently that it's not affecting the wallpaper on the next obstacle. I started from the right, remember? And I'm working toward the left. And so if you look at the entire sheet of wallpaper, everything toward the left is my concern. And what is my first obstacle when I take the long stick from top to bottom? It's this. Not this. You're going to deal with this obstacle first. And then you're going to relieve the stress and trim it later. This is my next obstacle. So let's deal with it. Come on over. Now, you see how the wallpaper is rising up? Some of you would cut it here, and you'd be wrong. So I want you to cut it on the obstacle itself. You understand why? This way you won't be cutting too much wallpaper. Let's do it. Controlled hand. My hands aren't perfect, neither are yours. You want to control your hand by using two hands to cut it. Okay? And you want to feel. You see these stress points? You don't want to go beyond them. Not yet. Control your hand. Make as many cuts as you can on this thing. What do we got in here anyway? We got a light thing. Okay, very good. Ideally, this is ideal. Cutting as many relief points as possible. Not always practical though. Okay? Metal's underneath me. Now do you see what's going on, folks? You see how it's relieving itself, right? Because why? I'm only cutting it up to the point at which the stress is causing the wallpaper. And then she'll start fitting around it herself, okay? Please, the last thing you want to do is cut too much, all right? This is a pain. This is a pain. Okay, so here's what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to just try to cut the paper that, whoa, well, this is all live stuff, man. I don't like this. I hate electricity. I thought this was a 9-volt setup here. It's not. I hate electricity. Okay, I almost cut too much from going too fast. So please just hear me out and just copy what I'm doing. You'll get it, please. Anybody can do this. It's just understanding what you're doing is what makes it difficult. It's like anything else. Okay, so now you see my dilemma here now. Now I'm just going to make, what am I doing now? Well, we still have the lip of this thing, which is causing my paper stress. So I'm pushing my smoother. Come close so that they can see what I'm doing. This thing is now preventing my wallpaper from laying down. So I don't care. I'm going to take the time that it takes, especially around these radius corners here. I'm going to take the time to cut it, to relieve the stress on the wallpaper. And if you hang paper, you can see already the wrinkles around this thing are forming because I'm relieving the stress. Now, remember we want to go toward the left. And look at this, another obstacle in the wallpaper. Keeping your wallpaper straight. This is a great instructional video. We have multiple obstacles. Look at how beautiful it's coming out. Don't overcut. Take your time, take a break from it, whatever you got to do. Now, we've gone from the right to the left. We've come across two obstacles. The first of which was the first one I ran into down here. I relieve the stress points, I come up here. This is my next obstacle going left, because why? The right side is justified, it's already straight. You know when you're writing on your, when you were a kid, you wrote on the lines and you had your margin, it's left justified, you want to always go to your left and it didn't matter on the right? That's what I'm talking about. Okay folks, we're almost done. Then you can go and give me a like and click on my channel. Tell everybody how much I've helped you. I love it. Okay. Now, if I rush, I'm going to blow this. Just because you're an expert doesn't mean you always do it right. If I rush, I'll mess this up. I don't want you to rush. Same idea. Stress points are right here. I don't want to cut, but I'm pushing the paper. I'm simulating it lying down and being installed. So obviously, I don't want to cut beyond the point at which the paper would lay, because then I'm going to have cuts in my paper. So watch. I'm creating a fence by putting it up against there and cutting to my left. Remember, if you go too heavy-handed, you'll slice right through the paper. This is a beautiful way to do this. Believe me, I make mistakes with this. And when you do, it looks crappy. Okay? Now, I want to cut down because I don't want to go beyond this thing. See my stress points, folks? You see how I'm forcing the paper around this stress point? Okay, again, I'm pulling it up to here. I'm getting as many cuts in as I can. Okay? Why? Because if I put a lot of slices in this thing, it's going to stop stressing my paper. It'll show me how the wallpaper is really going to look when it's installed, instead of being stressed and give me a false idea of where my margin really is. Do you understand what I mean by that? Keep feeling. I still got a ways to go, folks. Ah, look at that. Beautiful. When I cut that, it really relieved so much stress on this thing, okay? Easy does it. Don't go too fast. Okay, and don't expect too much right in the beginning. You're better off cutting on the object. This way you don't cut too much paper, okay? And remember, all the while, you have to be mindful of the end of it. And if the end is an inch over here, cut a ½ inch. Don't go right to the end, especially when you got stress points that haven't been relieved, because you will overcut. And what is a stress point? A stress point is just that. It's stress on the paper that's causing it not to lay down. But it'll cause you an error if you think, well, I'll cut it here, I'll guess. Don't guess. Every single time I've done that, I was wrong. Okay, folks, come on, look at how nice it's coming out. Okay, now we got some stress. See these wrinkles? It's because of stress. Okay, I want to show them this non-90 degree angle radial cut, okay? How do you do that? Cut as many straight lines like I was doing, right? Now, see all the lines in there that I did? That's great, it relieves, especially around the radius. Now watch this. Did you ever see an arch? Google, YouTube an arch, how to do an arch. You'll see the corner bead has a bunch of cuts in it. Why? You know, like a slinky goes like this, and the reason why it can bend so much is because of all the cuts in it, the metal, right? Same idea here. Now watch this. We're gonna go nice and easy. Anticipate this curve. Don't let your blade slide, folks. Right around that corner. Beautiful. Okay. You gotta hug the corner with the blade nice and tight. Okay, nice and tight. Okay, beautiful. I almost slid off the thing and ruined the video. Almost. I'm trying to go a little fast for you here. Okay. Again, I'm just hugging that corner so that when, what's going on here, a light? You get the idea, folks. You know what I'm doing. Especially for you folks who cut wallpaper. It's a great video for the people who do this every day, you know. I watch videos all the time, how to do this or that. Even if I know how to do it, I want to see how you do it. Okay? Remember, sharp blade. Sharp blade. If you're going to do it with a weak blade, it might contribute to the disaster, to the failure. Okay? Okay, folks, there you have it. Now, this is what construction managers want to see. They don't want to see an 1/8 of an inch gap. That's amateur, okay? This is what they want to see. They want to see a perfect cut around stuff. Can you come up close and just show them? Believe me, we got to put some heat on this thing to lay this down. These are not easy things because we've altered the plumb of the wallpaper by cutting around it. This stuff stretches, so you're kind of knocking it out of square when we do it. But look at that cut. Go nice and close to about this thing. I just want to show them the beautiful cut if they just go nice and slow. See that? It hugs the thing. Folks, you can always take off more. You can never add, okay? Don't be the person who pulls it off and puts a piece of wallpaper under it because you cut it too short. I just had a helper do that yesterday and I said, what were you thinking? Okay, this is Spencer Colgan from Spencer Colgan is Wallpaper. Thanks for watching the video. If you have any questions about it, leave it in the comment section. And do me a favor, share this with friends and family and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.